right up, rain or shine, the drama circus has arrived. Have you ever watched a horror cow? They scan, they saw, they're screaming now. They scan, they cry, they'll freak you out. You blink once, they're in your house. Come chat about it, we keep it real. Spill your tea, say what you feel. We see the snakes, we see the snakes. We call the lies right to their face. Step right up, rain or shine, the drama circus has arrived. We got laughs and jokes and fights, but it cuts deep late at night. This place gets dark, don't get shaken. Cut your soul, don't let it get taken. Step right up, join the line. Drama circus, rain or shine. Scammers and grifters everywhere, they need help. Gummy bears. It's so sad, the pitiful life leave you broke, bleeding inside. Alex will tell y'all what y'all need to hear. Pull that mask off, make it crystal clear. Come on in and wipe your dirty feet. Grab a drink, maybe something sweet. Oh yeah, right up, rain or shine, the drama circus has arrived. We got laughs and jokes and fights, but it cuts deep late at night. This place gets dark, don't get shaken. Guard your soul, don't let it get taken. Step right up, join the line. The drama circus, rain or shine. Round and round the story spin. Who's the victim? Who's the villain? Watch your heart, watch your mind, lead the track, but keep your spine. Step right up, rain or shine, the drama circus has arrived. We got laughs and jokes and fights, but it cuts deep late at night. This place gets dark, don't get shaken. Guard your soul, don't let it get taken. Step right up, join the line. The drama circus, rain or shine.
Hello, you guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I was having some audio issues. As you might have noticed, one day I may get the intro perfect with no issues. One day, maybe. But it's been a little bit. I feel like I am really on another planet right now because all of this feels foreign to me. But hello, you guys. Let's see here. Sounds good. Thank you. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Jacqueline. Hey, Leslie. Good to see you. Hey, Flower Girl. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Deb. Hey, Mel. Can't wait to hear your point of view. I can't wait to give it. Hey, Mi Cazador Diardias. I have a lot I want to talk about. So I think, I will talk about other things on this channel, but one of the main things I want to talk about is some of the messiness that happens in true crime, in crama, in some of these drama communities, other drama communities as well. But the last week or two has been really interesting. And not only crama, but in the true crime community too. So there was Crime Con. It's funny, it's truly really a bunch of cons out here. It's crazy that so many people who are talking about and covering these true crime cases are just, they're cons, they're grifters, they're full of shit. It's pretty insane. I watched this Crime Con stuff and I'm like, ooh, I'm just grossed out by it anymore. Honestly, the only person I think does that it offers any true benefit for are the victims and stuff to have, place to connect with people and not be alone and just connect in different ways. And I think that's really good. But otherwise, I'm grossed out by it. I see all these people, whether it's YouTubers or, court TV and the Vinnie Politons, and I'm just grossed out. And we're going to talk about it a few times tonight, and some trauma stuff as well that's came up. I want to play a video from Madison regarding allegedly speculating, and have a conversation about these FOIAs in that situation, in the case that we've been following along with. We'll get there, but I was going to talk about Harsh Reality and his review of the Gonsalves family at CrimeCon. And also, I think it's interesting that J is for Justice, Tragedy Pimps Exposed, put out a video of J is for Justice being warned basically about her coverage, and some different things, being warned about what she had been posting. And it's just interesting knowing that she heavily covers hidden true crime and web sleuths. So that is what we're going to talk about today. That is the plan. Hey, hippie chick. Hey, neat. I don't know if I said hi to you guys out loud. I said it in my brain, but I don't know if I said it out loud. Hold on one second, you guys. Okay. I was sniffling and relighting my cigarette. I was smoking during the intro, just dancing over here, bopping along. And then I started talking and it went out. So that's the plan for tonight. So I'm not going to play the Tragedy Pimps Exposed video, but let me just show you guys and share the link. So it's Who Tatted on Jay at CrimeCon. Let me take this overlay off. And I think again with who she's covering, it's funny though. You want to get on and and they talk to her about where she's recording and stuff like that. Oh, I didn't know I was going to be on camera. Hold on. But hello. But wasn't it Web Sleuth the one who was recording John Ramsey without his knowledge at CrimeCon? Well, damn, y'all. I didn't mean to show myself. I meant to show. Now I can't even get it. This? No. Oh, I guess I closed out my share screen, add to stage. I don't know how that happened. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. But hello. I was going to go on camera a while ago, and then I was like, I wasn't feeling myself today. So then I was kind of laying around and pulled my hair up and all that stuff, but it's all good. Anyways, all right. So this video, it was a good video. This is how I found out about the situation. Again, I'm going to share the link. A lot of the video, though, I couldn't understand because Jay, I don't know, something's up with the mic that she uses, and yeah. But what's up, web sleuths? What about you recording people or recording and whatever? Out in the open or in the, I forget the way it was worded, but just about being respectful and courteous to people, basically. Okay. Now we're going to talk about, we have been talking about this case between Julie and Craig and Brittany. There seems to be a lot of misinformation about this going around. I don't agree with, based on what I've seen. I just think that this is really extreme for what's happened. But at the end of the day, people have been requesting, one being allegedly speculating, who we've played her videos. People have been requesting the court documents for that case, and this is about that. Now, this is a conversation we've had a couple of times, and I always like to keep this conversation open. I'm curious what you guys think. We've talked about with Stephanie Harlow. We've talked about with my situation with the car wreck. When a YouTuber is involved in a legal situation, and they cover true crime. Where is the line of what's okay to cover in their lives? If they are involved in an online back and forth with another YouTuber and it's in the court process, I think it's absolutely totally fine to FOIA request and get that information. Somebody has to get the truth. Hello, look who the case is between. If it wasn't for like the FOIAs and stuff, how would you even know the truth? But also, it's not like this is a custody case. This is regarding YouTube and online harassment, basically, And I mean, but where's the line? I am curious. Where's the line? We talked again with Stephanie Harlow. Her husband and her had a lot of problems, and he ended up taking his own life. And we've talked about it with JLR and Magnolia. Look what JLR does for a living and what she's done as well. They both have been freelance journalists covering all sorts of different things. Where is it appropriate to cover what's going on with them? And opinions are going to be all over. Please share your honest opinion, no matter what it is. I'm up for. I just want to have the discussion. But what do you guys think about that? Hey, Titanium Built, need the facts. Yeah, somebody has to get the facts. Hey, Psycho Cut. Now this is going to come up again in a moment. Hey, Zoe. But let's get through this first, and then we'll get to the second part of this conversation. Hey, Scouty. Ugh, I'm getting tongue-tied, y'all. Okay. When you don't do this as regularly, it sometimes isn't. You do kind of get tongue-tied and forget how to smoothly transition into what you want to show and that kind of stuff. So if I'm a little jumbled up and all over the place, forgive me. All right, here we go.
Hi there, I'm Madison.
I'm going to
Welcome to my
share this
channel.
link, by the
You're
way,
all
in the
very
chat
welcome.
right now.
Now let the fuckery begin.
And I want to just say this to allegedly speculating, because somebody sent me a screenshot today of a post she made, and she was talking about I didn't even read what she's talking about, so I'm not even really clear on what report she's referring to. But I don't know how people can say that allegedly speculating is ethical, quote unquote, when she's FOIA.
Ethical, quote unquote. What does that mean? What do you mean by that, quote unquote? Huh? Is she ethical, quote unquote? Are you reading something? Oh, that makes my brain hurt. Also, if you don't know what the post is about, really can you comment? I mean, I guess we always give our opinions. I definitely do it before I have the full story on all kinds of shit, but it's not very responsible. But okay,
she's doing a FOIA on everything in my life, allegedly speculating. Why are you looking up my address and trying to find every police report on us that you can find? Do you
now
really
hold
believe
up.
that you
Unless I'm
are a
missing
moral person
something,
for
we
doing
gotta
that?
talk. Hold
I'm
the
not-
hell up. I don't know allegedly speculating, but I'm gonna tell you this. Everything I've seen that she's requested has been not just looking up everything in your life. It's been looking up the reports and stuff that have really shown you guys to not have done what you've been accused of. And these reports have shown stuff that people would never know. You damn sure would have never gotten them. I mean, you really don't have anything to be upset about. I don't get it, but okay.
Not a true crime case. I'm just a regular person, just a plain Jane girl in North Carolina trying to survive.
Now that sounds like something that I've heard somebody say a time or 10. But anyway, just a plain old Jane girl from North Carolina. All right. Let's hear that again, because nobody said you were a true crime case. This girl has not been, to my knowledge, requesting just every personal part of anything. It's been about the case, and had she not, we wouldn't know the truth about a lot. I mean, it's been a good thing. So that's my
I'm not
opinion.
a true crime case. I'm just a regular person, just a plain Jane girl in North Carolina trying to survive. So can I ask why you chose me as a target to do multiple FOIAs? And how can you say that Julie's wrong for going and looking up my family tree and stuff. When you are doing a FOIA on everything that involves my address, you're going real life actively. And I mean, I'm sorry, that's for anybody that's doing that, that's borderline creepy and it's very uncomfortable.
Said she was looking for dispatch. Let's go back and read what Madison put, which, by the way, I saw you. Hey, Madison. Brittany, from my understanding, is allegedly speculating, is looking for dispatch calls, body cam of Craig being served, etc. She's trying to verify the facts of that situation. If it wasn't for her, no one would know. Again, Brittany certainly wouldn't be getting these reports. In North Carolina, you can't get body cam footage. That's one thing. But there should be evidence of service. But let me see what you guys have to say. This is also totally ludicrous. Wish you well, but can't try to reason with someone who's not open to listening. Here she is, a victim again, her victimhood. Absolutely, Titanium. She is kind of a true crime. I'm sorry, but again, verifying the facts in a case about YouTube harassment on YouTube or alleged harassment. Alleged harassment. I'm getting my words all confused. I'm twisting my words up. Alleged harassment that took place on YouTube. You know, it's not like I said, it's not like she's requesting custody stuff and whatever. I honestly believe Julie is Brittany's karma that she accuses that everyone else is going to get. The problem allegedly speculating was having is some of the reports were not making sense. So the post from yesterday was a light bulb moment to AS about a report she got. Right, which was, we'll talk about that post from yesterday in a moment. Let me get through this video actually, because I have some thoughts about that as well. But let's play this. You know, I'm not going to be people's favorite person today, and that's okay. It is what it is. Maybe I will. Well, a lot of times when I think I'm going to have an unpopular opinion, it's actually a common opinion. But okay, here we go.
Creepy and it's very uncomfortable because you didn't just try to look up the stuff about Julie in the court case. You literally are digging for every FOIA. You're trying to FOIA everything you can get from my address.
Why do you think that? Her post said, now I know why I only got one report from whatever, right? It seems like this is like a lot of jumping to conclusions unless there's another post besides that one.
Real life. You're not an ethical person. I've never done anything to you. I haven't done anything to cause you to feel like you're at risk or you need to have information on me for protection. Like maybe if somebody was doing it to protect themselves because they were, kind of nervous about another person, maybe I would get that, like this person's driving by your house or they're threatening to hurt you. I can completely understand trying to, find out what this person is about, but
you're jumping to conclusions saying that she's trying to get every part of your life. Like at the end of the day, it's a good thing that facts of that whole entire situation are being put out. It really is. And that's that. But let me ask you guys before we move on. And I'm not going to stay for long on the topic of that post. I do want to talk about it briefly, but let me ask you, where is the line? How do you feel? Like if you are willing to get on here every day, I mean, think about the things that we went through. Think about what they went through with Sebastian's case, looking through the floor plan of the house, watching that video over and over so closely of that last meal. I mean, analyzing how every single second of body language, and we see this with a lot of cases. People dig really deep, a lot of times too deep, and they're looking into all these people on Facebook accounts and family members with Kylie Rodney, and this creator specifically, but not just her, me, everybody, we all in true crime coverage have looked personally at someone's life. Now, since coming to the light bulb moment coming on for me about be having truly responsible true crime coverage, I try to not go personally into someone's like post or any of that kind of stuff until they've been charged with a crime. And then I feel like it's all fair. Go through everything they've said on social media if you want to. Go through their past, go through their history, go through everything. But if it's just like a parent who's not been charged, like they deserve some privacy. You know what I mean? But where is the line? When I had the incident with my car, and it was thought the police stopped for a moment that my car could have hit a woman and taken her life, and I have a video up on my main channel about this. It's not that old. It's a live stream if you're interested. The cops literally came and picked up my car and did a search warrant on it and everything until that showed them that it wasn't me. My car had been wrecked for a while before she was even hit. But when all that was going on, I knew, okay, like people may be able to get this information. Now, they don't have body cam in North Carolina, thank God, because I told y'all my parents they were going ham, okay? They were really going hard at these cops the first night. They were not very respectful, and the police were extremely disrespectful. But, you know, thankfully, North Carolina doesn't give out body cam footage. Since like 2016, they created a law about it. But anyway, where's the line? Is it fair? If that's what we're doing, if that's what you choose to do, is look into cases, look at, even if you don't do the FOIA request, but you go over the information from the FOIA request in a live stream. Let's say someone else does the request and makes a video, and then you play their video. Like, where is the line? I don't know. It's something I ask myself too, because people deserve privacy, right? Even if they do this for a living and they do look closely at people's lives, don't they still deserve some privacy? Yes, but should people be able to look closely at their lives? Where I don't know, man. It's a very interesting topic. Hey, that girl. Good to see you. Hey, Jay. I think it depends on the intent behind the request. If the intent is to get the facts of the case that you're looking at, I don't know. Excuse me, I'm chugging my drink right in the microphone. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm against it because I feel like we're playing with people's lives. And we're not professionals, just my opinion, because you can read it for you and put your opinion all over it. When is it okay? Like, do you see where I'm coming from? Where, let's say, okay, just this pretend world. Let's say that let's just say both, Seth and Katie were arrested for the disappearance of Sebastian. Then is it fair to look into their backgrounds, to look into every word they've said, to pick apart their actions? For me, once someone has been charged, then it feels like, do you even deserve privacy? But I mean, at the end of the day, charged is not convicted. And I know that. It's just, I don't know. For me, that's kind of where my line is. No, you do not give out misinformation. Didn't see your first comment, but I agree with that. If she wasn't such a liar, people wouldn't feel the need to debunk her. I do it strictly for facts because I do not watch other true crime creators other than you and maybe NJ and ATS. So I don't really get a lot of true crime news unless I do the FOIA. The goalpost has been pushed a while ago and it gets pushed every time one of these content creators do something. So I think there's a difference between, let's do a FOIA on every incident in so-and-so's personal life versus let's do a FOIA on the court case happening from YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, that's another. like differentiation to make, or however you'd say that. Hey, Will B. I have so many opinions on this one. It's not so black and white all the time. I agree with you. I think it also depends on the content creator. Are they biased? Do they have a personal, yeah, that's a good point, a personal bias or a personal connection to this? I think that's important too. Yeah, people lie, period. Public knowledge can be knowledgeable, slippery slope. Well, all this came from allegedly speculating, sharing a post that has been going around that Angela made of, I saw Angela's, but I've saw some other people's too. And I think the post was sharing Angela's post of some legal trouble that it looks like Brittany may be in because of truancy. Now, this is another thing with like the, just again with like where is the line? You know, and I get it. People are very passionate about it. At the end of the day, a truancy issue, if there isn't a real explanation or reason for and something going on that's not known, you know, is an issue of neglect, right? That is what it is. People are very passionate about child neglect and abuse for a good reason. Should we tell people they shouldn't care about that stuff? Like, because I think that's wrong too. If you're using it to get a gotcha on somebody, you know, of course that's wrong. But also, I don't know. I think like a different perspective on that because I have had to kind of get someone back on track who hadn't been going to school and stuff like that. So my bias is like gets in the way of me like being logical in this moment. Let me check on you guys in the chat. Caring is one thing, obsession is another. Now that's a great point too. I agree. Just agree with you. Yeah. That is educational neglect and that is a crime. Hey Shayna. Can definitely fall on those lines. Dealing with truant parents. Hey Hannah. She did not request the recent court summons. Her requests have been around the court case between, that's what I thought, Julie and BJ and Craig. So I see nothing wrong with that. That's what I think as far as her FOIAs go. I appreciate them because it's given us the truth. I don't think we could get it from either party, honestly. And I think that's very different than just trying to get into someone's personal business. Now, I don't know how the other stuff was found. You know, I really don't. So I'm not talking about that being found. I'm talking about with allegedly speculating her FOIAs, you know, I don't see anything wrong with it. And also, like, I can truly understand why people have passionate feelings about that topic, you know? Crispy new socks on the daily if you foiled me. So many lies on people. Well, that's another thing. I'm glad you mentioned that. Will be because if you are saying, you know, and blaming certain people or a certain part of a certain side of a community for this issue, and then come to find out it really was probably something else, or at least both things caused the CPS or whatever, you know, I can get why people who are blamed feel a certain type of way. It's like she pushes people till all gloves come off, not saying what's right or wrong. That's where I'm at, Will be. Like I can still see like good and bad in all people in all sides, right, of a situation. It's not like one side is always right, one is always wrong. But also I can see where even if it's an action or a behavior I really don't agree with. Sometimes you can see how people get pushed there. But hey, Marlena. It was not my child. I took care of a child. Like, I tried to help a child who had been through that, and it was terrible. It was very sad, and thankful that, we got back on track. But it's hard when a kid gets behind in school. And that, I'm not gonna get into, like, any of it with her business or mine or whatever. I'm just saying, I can understand why people feel a certain type of way about it because it is very serious. With my kids with school, like, the only other thing I'll say about it is we know as adults, kids don't realize that how important school is to them and the rest of their lives and the path that they're on, even if they don't go to college or something. And we know that as adults. So we have to try to give them the best chance. So people are also so tired of them and they are being accused, whoever them and they are. Yeah, the theys and thems. Hey, Mel. I just don't know how people want to listen to Brittany all day and all night, like on 6 different channels. It'll be the same group of people in every chat. I don't know either. I couldn't do it. I like to check in with what's going on, like, and then leave it and live my life, It's too beautiful outside not to. You guys, I made some shorts recently of like, one was of a recent kayak trip I took, and the other was of like a trip that we took in the car to this wildlife refuge nearby. It was so freaking cool. Like, I want to go there all the time. I was thinking that when I was there. I'm like, I wish I could come like once a week and just like see the animals and stuff. I guess I'm really getting old because I really enjoy like bird watching and wildlife watching and being outside and just living life. So I don't know. I'm with you, Titanium Built. But I also, I can understand getting caught up in something like, especially before I moved and I was back in West Virginia, I didn't have a lot of family around, and YouTube really became such a safe space for me and just like an awesome, really awesome place for me. And especially not having a lot of friends either. Like, if you um love it and you watch it all the time, and let's say you do get involved in some sort of drama or something, or you're watching a drama that feels personal for one reason or another, it can kind of suck you in. And let's say maybe your regular life isn't as busy, I can see how it can suck you in and become almost like an obsession. And if you get to that point, it is really like depressing. You know what I mean? But, like, we all wanna keep up with what's going on, right? And know, like, I don't see anything wrong with that. But if you do feel yourself, like, becoming obsessed or becoming, like, just, like, grouchy or more emotional or quick to anger, maybe take a break. I've had to do that before, um, back in the day, and I can relate to that. Not that any of you guys do, but maybe you do. Maybe you're not even speaking and you do. Hey, KCG. When you do what you always do, you get what you've always gotten. That's a lesson BJ needs to learn. Well, the other day, I wasn't going to go live about this or anything, but I did make a post if you see it. With like, it's like a clown at the computer, right? And I had heard some clips, and it was all of this talk about, her kids, what they're saying in the background, their personal lives, like just all the shit with the kids and the family. But here's the thing. it was being talked about because she was using it as her content, and people notice inconsistencies and they point it out. They can't help it. But during that exact clip, she was told by one of the kids and the panel guest, "Shh, hey, you're not muted." And she's like, "It's okay." She wanted to use that conversation as content. So you can't be upset when people want to talk about your content, whether it's constructive, whether they agree or disagree. That is what happens. Like you guys in the chat right now, you have something to say about what I'm saying, right? I mean, and that's kind of what it is. And when you choose, when you decide, I'm going to put out YouTube content, and you choose, this is what my content's going to be, you're making that choice. Of course, people are going to critique your content. You don't get to go, why do you care? Why do you listen so close? No, dude, what? Like that's like serious gaslighting. It's not that people care so much, if for one reason or another people notice inconsistencies or whatever. But why it start to feels like that's what you want, if that's what you're choosing your content to be. None of us are stupid here, and that's just where I'm at with it. Is it caring or a gotcha moment? That's where I battle. I think it's both, Scouty, depending on who and where. I'm sick of hearing about her, but all the people I like to talk to are in those chats. And that's I definitely relate to that, because it's just part of it's part of one of the hot topics in this community, what's going on in that little corner always right now. And it is what it is. I don't really know, sometimes it sparks important conversations, sometimes it's ridiculous. Most times. Oh, thank you, Mel. Alex in chat, do y'all agree that we know all her biz because she invites the internet into her home daily? That is exactly what I'm saying. I totally agree. If we choose what we put out on our channel and then we expect the world to consume it and give us some kind of thought back, sometimes they may, agree with us, disagree, whatever. But at the end of the day, if they consume it, they're probably going to have some kind of thoughts about it. I totally agree. But yeah, it can also put you in a bad mood. At the time, whenever it happened to me, when I was like way too much listening, like all day, every day, just waiting for something, it had me like in such a snappy, grumpy, just mood. Yes, Jay, we are. Aren't we putting it out for others to listen? YouTube true crime has taught me to be more aware of my surroundings and to be very careful who I trust. Well, let me tell y'all something. Hey, Jennifer, I'm a little behind and I agree. We dig too deep. Even if someone was convicted, we then dig too deep on their whole background and whole family. I got a wake up call from following true crime. Brian Koberger, everyone dug into his parents, his sister, his whole family, and eh, eh, Chris Watts, his parents, the parents of these killers become bad guys too. It's crazy. Hold on, you guys, just 1 second. Okay. Not to blow my nose. My allergies are terrible. But, where's the line? I think it's good. I think that we need to get to the bottom of the truth and share that with each other. But, I think there is a line, obviously. I just don't know where it is. And I feel like, is it even fair for me to say? I've went into people's FOIAs. I've went into talked about people's, you know, everything in true crime, like just like we do. So am I a hypocrite for even trying to say I don't make the rules? I don't know what's like, I don't know. It's just a conversation I wanted to have. Where is the line, and give my thoughts on why the response, why people are so passionate. There is a reason. It's a serious issue, period. And you can't expect people to just we're constantly telling people, if you see something, say something, speak up, even if it just feels wrong, even if, always it's better to just speak up than not speak up. And then, I don't want to be the person saying don't speak up, but also I definitely know it goes too far, and there are a lot of malicious ass people out there. I don't know. But that's what the hell's going on right now. So that's my thoughts on it. I just wanted to get it. I was thinking last night, because I was going to do this live last night. And I was like, I'll wait until tomorrow. But I really need to just get all this shit out of my head about this situation so I can move along. Like, that's just what this is. It's like just like brainstorming into a journal, except for in a microphone to you guys, of all my thoughts of my thoughts on this, what's happening. And we're about to get into some more, but I was thinking, I had heard about that, Kimberly, and I was thinking about trying to do that. There really are no rules, to be honest. I just give the energy back that I get most times based on keyboard strokes. There should be, though, there should be a common where we're decent. But, I'm passionate because I don't like to be lied to or gaslit. Yeah. All right. There will not be another whodunit where we can cover it responsibly, because Ellie has become even tighter lipped because of social media. Yeah, you're right, that girl. We have to each individually choose. But thank you guys for even trying to help me make sense of it and have the conversation. Oh, my little guy, Rambo. I'll get some good pictures of him in the coming days. It's supposed to be nice. Okay, so the next subject I wanted to talk about. I tell you guys what, nothing really grinds my gears like harsh reality. At this point, nothing in the true crime community or coverage. Like, every time I see something from him, it's just so he's so, he tries to be shocking with his words, and he's just exploited it. He is very exploitative. How do I say that correctly? My brain isn't working. Sometimes I think too hard, but you know what I mean. But okay, so the other day he was live. Now, let me show y'all, because I had it timestamped because it was a public video. Okay. The other day he was live about CrimeCon, about what's his name? Scott Reich, but I don't remember his YouTube channel name. Crime Talk with Scott Reich and the Gonsalves family. They were having a conversation at CrimeCon, and he was going over it, and he was disgusting. Let me tell you, he was saying, Steve was wasted. He was just talking shit about Scott Reich, everything. After watching it later, like the next night, or some hours later, long after it was over, went back and timestamped the beginning, because I didn't watch it in full, but I watched a lot of it. And right where it's at right now is like the very beginning, when he pulls up the interview. Well, now it's on members only, so I can't even play that. But I started looking, and I saw, let's look at his videos. The Horse Show. He's such a pig. 116,000 subscribers. We want to talk about, don't get me wrong, you know, these little people in Krama, these little liars and grifters, they're gross and they deserve to be talked about. But the focus should not be on them all the time. There are so many much larger, much more disgusting grifters out there, or at least as disgusting. They deserve a little spotlight too, seriously. And he is one of them. So look at his videos. Then I got to looking at his videos. In the last 2 days, he's done JLR kicked out of CrimeCon, then Hire Me, I Am Amazing, then new docs, new shocks. Wow, these new Idaho 4 docs will shock you. OMG, Kaylee and Xana both cause a problem here. And then it says, Kaylee, I'm going to sleep now. Stop ignoring this. Then timeline destroyed. Dylan and Bethany lies proven again. WTF, Steve G. Koberger will get it soon. We're going to watch maybe that. Or OMG, insanity from the G family. He harasses the Gonsalves family every single day, pretty much every single day. He has some kind of video talking shit about them 3 days ago. Oh, look here. We have the most bored victim, whatever that means. That sounds lovely. Or, WTF, back to the Jack D interview. Shocking true crime event unveiled. 2 peas and a patsy. What the F? You won't trust Ann Taylor after this. Look at this. Why 1122 King Road cleaning and staging occurred. I mean, he pretty much says as a fact that, you know, Koberger's innocent, that they're lying to us, just all kinds of bullshit. Look, Ann Taylor knew the crime scene was staged. WTF. Fake 911 call. This doesn't make sense. He's just a liar. He exploits, especially Idaho 4 and the Gonsalves family for clicks and views, and he's disgusting. But since he privated the live I was going to play and I had ready to go, like timestamp to start at it the exact moment the interview starts, let's go and look at this video and just see.
So yes,
We'll learn.
this is then part 2
I do
of
like
what has
the sidebar.
become the catastrophic collapse
That
of
green.
Steve Gonsalves when he's had a drink and decides to have a conversation with somebody.
Wow,
who then
titanium
uploads
belt.
it publicly on their YouTube platform. Holy shit. And if you're watching this on the replay and you haven't watched the first part, you've got to check it out. We've seen
So I wonder if this is a clip
an
from his live.
exoneration of BK. They don't want witnesses; they want science. And he's basically saying that he knows of a plot of Brian Koberger's fucking murder. That's what we've got so far. This is the gift that keeps on giving. G family. The G don't stand for Gonsalves, it stands for gift. The gift that keeps.
The G is for gift, the gift that keeps on giving, quite literally, because they have paid his bills for the last 3 fucking years. And that is no joke. Let's see if this is the actual.
How you doing?
CrimeCon.
Yeah, anyway.
Interview.
On their Facebook page, when they're addressing like people directly in the the Gonsalves army, it's all about I won't even.
This
say
dude
his
is
name.
such a pig, you
His name
guys.
is 618742. And
He really is.
I love watching you, but sometimes I'm like, I don't want to watch them tonight. Turn it.
Really? What do I say that upsets you?
No, I mean, you kind of play devil's advocate sometimes, which is fine. It's hard to take sometimes.
Well,
It's hard to take.
sometimes you've got to play devil's advocate sometimes, which is fine. Sometimes. Nah.
He's disgusting.
I haven't
dude.
listened to all of this, by the way. I listened to about 10 minutes of it and thought, nah, fuck this. I'm going to wait until everyone's there because this is getting more crazy the more I listen to it. It's fucking nuts.
No, you're fucking nuts, dude. You are a loser.
He does it from both.
Because all I want is just to hear that he's the worst person in the world.
Yeah, because it's a grieving mother, right? Duh.
That's all I want to hear.
Well, I think he proved that by his guilty plea.
Yes, Yes, absolutely.
Fucking hell. Yeah, proved by his guilty plea, mate. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And again, the irony of it, he's a defense attorney. Yeah, he proved it. With his guilty plea.
This is
Everything
his
was
commentary,
proven
Amber.
with the guilty plea. Allocution. Oh, sorry. No, there weren't any. The chief prosecutor coming out afterwards saying, well, we didn't really have fuck all. We didn't really
That didn't happen, bro. The way he twists shit.
have any evidence. Couldn't connect him to the house. Couldn't connect him to the visit.
Oh yeah, the prosecutor came out and said we didn't really have shit. Oh, I can't stand this
the
dude. I'm
victims.
sorry. What a
But yeah,
loser.
the old the plea deal definitely buttoned this up nicely. What the fuck are you
Titanium
talking
bill.
about?
So that
Sometimes I know it's frustrating. The criminal justice system, the
Yeah.
wheels move awfully slow sometimes, but you have to be patient.
I know.
But by the end of the day, the truth or a pretty darn close version of it's going to come out.
Hey, coffee.
The truth or a pretty darn close version of it. Well, it's either the fucking truth or it's not, isn't it? It's either.
Are you a dumbass or what? What he is saying is that not every single detail will be revealed. The truth will come out, but you won't get everything. Always. You're never going to get everything. This is something I've talked about in depth. We've talked about on here with Jen Lou, Bendy in depth. We've talked about with all of us, right? Because we've talked about that damn candle and stuff with Letitia. I mean, the truth, you never get everything. You do get a lot of answers to a lot of questions. You know a lot more about what happened. You're never going to know everything about what happened in that house, you know, and that is what they are saying. That's what he means by that. You idiot. But you got to pick apart everything to try to make it look a certain way. To just try to make them look guilty, make them look like the bad guys. I don't know why he's on this. Actually, I do know why, because it's worked for his channel. He's done nothing but videos on this for years. And, you know, he's gotten a lot of views on it. Every now and then he'll talk about something else, but he's obviously done well talking about Idaho 4. Go look at his channel. He's got thousands of videos on it. Not too well, because he still has a GoFundMe up, because, you know, people are upset that YouTube takes 30%. So if you want to help support this channel and you don't want YouTube taking some, here's a GoFundMe. He's a loser.
The truth or it's not. Ain't that the point? It should go to trial and it should be the truth.
Yeah.
Nothing but the truth. I swear to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
God,
Do you
you're
know what
so
I mean?
dumb.
It's all of that. Well, the truth will come out.
Even at trial, you don't get all of it, dumbass.
Or, you know,
You're just too small brained to
certain
understand what they're
sort
talking
of
about.
version of it.
Well,
Whether through a
Just let me
trial
stop.
or whether through a guilty plea, the truth comes
Me
out.
too, that girl.
And that's the message
We'll never
that people
know.
need to hear, because the days of getting away with these murders are going to get less and less and less, because this technology, we're learning about like how they can do hair samples without the fall.
Fucking head, he's taking a piss, isn't he? Bearing in mind the hot topic at the moment is literally it's hair in Ethan Chapman's hand that's being ignored. Ethan Chapman's hand, hair stuck to the bed, noted down as debris.
Are you guys talking about those gifts? No, a StreamYard doesn't show us. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Heather. Thank you. I wish I could see it. I think eventually it will catch up, because now we can, like, StreamYard is adding something new every day. But thank you so much. Yeah, GoFundMe, crazy mama. Let me see.
Steve's straight in there with we've learned, mate. You all the time.
Let me just see if I can pull it up really quick. I'm going to go just take you guys over to Tragedy Pimps Exposed video. I'm not going to play it just for a second. Let me pull it up. He just sits there and mocks and twists every word. He's disgusting. But seriously, go look at his videos. That's all he talks about. All right, let's see. Let's look at his community tab. Channel confusion. Some people have reached out in the comments and emails seemingly being confused of the channel's recent changes. This channel is just doing live streams. These live will be open to everyone. What happens next? I chop them up and upload them. Channel email, Kaylee 6500. So then he's talking about Kaylee, of course, some more because he's all up in their business and the Range Rover, what it cost and everything else. Okay. Happy Mother's Day. Where is that GoFundMe? Oh, he's in some drama about Idaho 4. Idaho 4 quote. I don't know, but I read it out whenever he had it posted. Oh, here it is. I think. Oh no, this is about his videos coming out in a different way. But anyways, it was a post like that and how people are upset about YouTube's 30%. People? Who's people? You, buddy? But let's take a look. Here's his video tab, okay? So let's do the most popular. Just curious. Oh, wow. Not Idaho 4. Huh. Okay. 911 call. Then we have Charlie Kirk, Kylie Rodney. Charlie Kirk. Oh, Idaho 4. The happiest widow I've ever seen. 400 people watch. So he finds something. Oh, look, Dylan. And she's all. all of them. Maddie, Kaylee. Like, there we go. 68,000, 69,000. Wow. Did female help Brian Koberger? Dylan and the missing truths. So I don't know when he's going to stop. Probably never. Let's look at the latest and just get an idea. So in the last 2 days, he's done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos on Idaho 4 in the last 2 days, only 6. Then the next day he did 2 more on Idaho 4. The next day he didn't cover Idaho 4 at all. Wow. Then the next day he did 1, 2, 2 more on Idaho 4. Then 6 days ago he does 1, 2 more. Dylan, like, look at this. 7 days ago, 1, 2, 2 more. Then 8 days ago, 2 more. I mean, every single day. It works for him. That's what he does. And a lot of it's just bashing the Gonsalves family, twisting everybody's words. Oh my God, what a loser. So CrimeCon, we have people at CrimeCon. I know there's a whole mess with JLR and all of that. We have Jay and Web Sleuths and Hidden True Crime and those sorts of people there. Then you have like the Vinnie Politins and the Nancy Grace. Oh, if you missed my last live on my main channel about Letitia Stalk and Nancy Grace and her recent video on her, it was disgusting. She said Letitia's name wrong. Her guest didn't even know Gannon's name correctly. They lied and said he had been stabbed 14 times when it was 18 times. I mean, her video is just full of disgusting misinformation. Those are the people at CrimeCon, the Nancy Graces. Then you have people at home covering those people like Harsh Reality, those losers. And then you have the grifters and the con artist in Krama, all the way down to the fucking wish list. And it's just gross. So that is the entirety of what we talked about today, what we were going to talk about. He won't stop as long as his subs keep supporting him, and shame on them because that's enabling his behavior. So it's on the subs too. Yeah, I know. Crazy mama. It's crazy because when you see like some of the behavior that just flies on here and is totally cool, you realize that there's a whole chat full of people supporting that behavior. You know what I mean? You see something and you're like, oh my God, that's disgusting. How could somebody say that about a kid? Or how could somebody say that about whatever? And then you see hundreds of people in the chat supporting it. Who's worse, the person saying it or the person paying you to say it? That girl, I said that on a previous live when I talked about him. It made me think of Armchair Detective in his old daily coverage, you know. And now, where's his channel? Gone. And I read Frankie's recent post because he put a post up not too long ago. Maybe we should start copying him every day and see how long it takes till he catches on. I'm just going to say it. I think it's a good idea that security went up to everybody and told them to be on their best behavior because victims' families are there. Yeah, that's the one reason, like I said, I think that it could be a good thing. These families are getting resources and community and stuff like that. But God, there's so much griminess to it. And I don't know, like being on the other side of kind of seeing the way that the news works and the headlines work and how what videos get clicks and what people will do to get people to watch their content or read their content or review their content. Like it's just so grimy and gross. It puts a really bad taste in my mouth. But what else is going on, y'all? Nancy didn't even correct the mistake. She was fucking ugh. I cannot believe that her guest called Gannon Gavin, and she just sat there like a weak bitch and couldn't correct it. Lied about how many times he was stabbed. Crazy, y'all. But yeah, you know, I don't know. I think I see some of the things that are said about people's children, and I do get grossed out, right? When it's something gross, like calling them names, saying they'll never amount to anything. And we've seen a lot of that. But also, like, if someone is using, like, again, you choose what your content's going to be. You know, people are going to talk about your content. If you lie, or if, like, I'm sorry, I'm over it. I'm not feeling bad for somebody who does it to themselves over and over again and literally wants it to happen. That's what I think about that whole situation. That is what you want when when you got multiple people saying you're not muted and you keep going. You want people to talk about what's happening. Don't later when they talk about it go, "Oh my God, why are you listening so close?" No. Are you against CrimeCon as a whole? It was an eye-opening experience, and lots of podcasters there are really helping victims. We met our people too. It was a good CrimeCon. Oh, I didn't know that you went. No, I'm not against it. I think there's a lot of good, and I think there's probably some good creators too. I think there's a lot of grifters, but that's here on YouTube too. I don't know how I feel about it, and this has been a couple years I've had the discussion about it because one end I see some of the bullshit and the grifting and the exploitation, and I'm so grossed out. On the other hand, you see that it could help victims' families and, like, you know, and there could be good done from it. So I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's not black and white either, you know. But it is something I want to have conversation about because there is obvious exploitation happening, a lot of dishonesty. I mean, I can imagine, I've seen it in previous years. I didn't with this one, but like Nancy Grace, like she is treated as this queen of true crime. Like she's just so experienced. And yes, she is very experienced. And she was once in the courtroom. But when I review one of her recent videos and it is full of misinformation, she said multiple times Letitia was set to walk free. She was going to be released and set free. That's a lie. She got the details of the crime wrong. Her guest got his name wrong. She couldn't, like, I'm sorry, but you are showing me you truly don't give a fuck about the details, the facts about what you're talking about. It is all about the clicks, the views, the notoriety, the spotlight. And that's not what I'm in it for. I don't give a fuck about that stuff. And I don't care to have anything to do with you, to watch you, or to think that you're some queen of true crime at that point. I think you're just pathetic. You're no different than Star Magazine to me at that point, or some kind of tabloid. Like, and yeah, so that it can't be ignored, that side of it. Well, I went on a whole tangent. I'm sorry, y'all. But oh, that just went all through me, that damn video of hers when she was covering Kaylee Anthony case. Yeah. Top mom. Allie, I think it's a double-edged sword, like so much in life. There's pros and cons in the true crime community. Absolutely, K-Bird, I agree. There's some really good, I've seen several creators in here tonight. There's some really good creators. There's some really grimy ones. There's really good news agencies, grimy ones. There's people who care about the facts, and those people are important. We need people who will care about the facts, will go less off of emotion and more off of facts, at least until the facts are known. Like, so those people should be valued. I want to have sources like that to go to for information. While at the same time knowing that there are others out there who are just not about the facts at all, and you got to be smart about the information you consume and spread, and spread even from chat to chat. Heather, I can't remember about the fake picture of him. Yeah, I would go to meet you guys too, Amber. Some people really want to help victims, while others, like JLR, are just looking for anything to cover and exploit. Not all the same. Oh, I agree. I have friends and know people who are constantly writing to senators, dealing with different people in the government trying to get change. I've seen a lot of good. I've seen a lot of good, but again, that does not change the fact that the exploitation happens, and it still should be talked about. I say this as somebody who's been talking about true crime for years. I want people who watch me and my true crime to know the truth, and to know to search for the truth, and to know that people are not always telling it, and even if it comes from, I always say, but if a case is new, we can't even really trust the news. They'll get things wrong. Even the police report may get things wrong. If you don't wait for the trial, we can't just be out here willy-nilly just claiming shit and blaming people and stuff like that. It could ruin someone's life. I've seen it time and time again where people have been blamed, and that, and it wasn't them. Let me stop getting on my tangents. No, I didn't test the naughty list. Oh gosh. Super grimy. But anyways, you guys, Nancy was barely there when she was. Yes, it was like the queen has arrived. Ugh. Man, I remember like back in the day watching her during what was her name? The young lady who was missing, Hannah Graham. And Ashley Banfield was on, I think, right before her. But I used to watch them every night at like 7 and 8, And I have to look back, and I wonder, was I getting the facts then, or was I getting some I don't know. It's interesting to think about. Holloway, Jill, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, was she giving us the facts back then? But at the end of the day, it's been a great experience. I've met all of you guys. I've had a lot of fun on YouTube, and I've learned a lot, and there's been a lot of heartbreaking stuff, right? And some really tragic stuff, sometimes of trying to help out and help others in need, but also just good times like with you guys and good conversation. And thank you for that. Thank you for allowing me to empty all this shit out of my head and try to make sense of it and have some sort of like stimulating conversation. I really do appreciate you guys for that, sincerely. And, you may not always agree with me. I may not agree with you, but that's okay. I like to have conversations with people I don't agree with. And I like to give my thoughts. And yeah, sometimes I might think this way one day and another way the next and whatever. I'm just trying to keep it real with you guys and have the tough conversations. And so thank you for being here and having them with me, y'all. All right. Send a text with the list if you want to see it. I'm going to let y'all go, but let me look at this before I do. It was kind of chilly today. It's crazy how like after it's been really hot, it can be 70. It was 71. And I was like, gosh, it's cold. But it was so windy. But starting tomorrow, it's going to be really hot here again. And I'm so excited. I'm going to have like just the whole weekend of being outside. And I'll be on with you guys. I've got some things I want to talk about. Okay. The list. At least I'm first, it says. This comes from Christina Mack. Hey yo, ha ha ha, at Everyday with Jay, and I made the naughty list, even though we have caused 0 problems at CrimeCon. We just exist and it ticks them off. When will Hidden True Crime leave me alone? They're still trying to silence me and it's getting old. Oh my gosh, let me show this to you guys really quick before we go. So this is Christina, from The Stalker. The Hidden True Crime situation. 1 second. Thank you, Tess. That is interesting. Let me show y'all. Uh-oh. The list. At least I'm first. Like I just read it. I'm not going to read it again, but we have Christina. Call Louie if any of the below. Wow. Grayson, John. Oh, Lauren and John, Grayson, Trisha. Oh, whoa. If the below names are at registration, they wanted all the people involved in the drama. Wow, I guess Jay would be the bottom one, maybe. Lauren and John and Grayson, Christina, the stalker in Lauren's video, right? Who's not actually a stalker. I'm just saying. Then we have the assistant, the husband, Dr. John, web sleuths. Oh my gosh, I had a web sleuth thing from CrimeCon, but we'll talk about that later. Ugh, I just can't believe, like, you know what? I'm glad to have a place to be able to call out and talk about these people because they gross me out. Web sleuth is one of them. So, anyways, you guys, thank you for being here. Check out the channels I mentioned and the videos that I linked in the chat. If you're on the replay, if you have the live chat open on the phone, which it loads pretty quickly on this channel, you'll see the links go by in the chat as they're mentioned, as something is mentioned, and you can just click on it from the chat replay. Ugh, cannot speak tonight. That was crazy. All right, you guys. Thanks for being here. Have a good night, and I'll see you soon, okay? Bye.